Hello, everybody. My name is Mary Stern, and this is Stuff I Want to Say. This is my fourth take for the intro, and I think it's because this is a very personal one. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about my journey to becoming a physiotherapist as a single mom of two under five. And my intention for talking about this journey is for you to, if you are a new subscriber or if you've been here on this channel before, if you've just come to it, for you to better understand from where I'm coming from my perspective. I like to be really transparent about um, how I feel I can help my clients and also how I feel that they can help themselves just from that wisdom of experience. I'm really passionate about empowering individuals to really understand their own bodies and to be able to continue to grow, transform, and heal their bodies with or without my help. And then for those of you who are single mothers out there and looking to restart your recharge your career, or you're looking to make a transition, whatever that transition is, looking for some inspiration, some empowerment, looking for some understanding, some just acknowledgement of the super mom that you are, and just how much courage and strength it takes to be in the world and also be that hearth, that home for your children. So kudos to everyone out there, and I am going to begin. So my journey to becoming a physiotherapist is a unique one. I'm sure there are other single moms out there in their late 30s to early 40s who have embarked on a career, on a journey to a career in physiotherapy and taken a master's with two children, without a partner, running home to breastfeed at the break, but I don't think there are too many. So I want to talk a little bit about this because for me it's maybe one of my biggest successes in life, but more importantly, it is to kind of highlight what some of those challenges are and what are some of the key strengths that got me through it. And by strengths, I don't mean just in myself, I think within my community. And my hope is that by sharing this, you have a better understanding of who I am, but also, more importantly, a better understanding of how you can either uplift or empower somebody that is a single parent, or just anyone undergoing something where they feel like they're a little bit of an underdog or feel like there's a mountain to climb. So here's my story. Let me share it, and it's really personal, and I don't think I really even talk about it too much with any of my clients. So if you are one of my clients and you've come to this channel and you are hearing it for this first time, well, I'm happy to share it with you. So I wanted to be a physiotherapist earlier on. I took a degree in business, and I had a bit of a struggle with my education, in that I was going through some, I want to say, a bit of a mental health and physical health journey. I had terrible eczema. I recognize now that I would eat a ton and then purge by running and exercise. So I had all these kinds of this confluence of factors that in my early 20s, dealing with emotional trauma from childhood, and it was tough. And I managed to do well in my studies, but I knew after my first year that I wanted to be a health professional, but I just didn't feel like I could cut it. I felt like it took more of a level of discipline than I had at the moment as I was struggling through. So I got my Spanish American Business Studies degree and knew that I wanted to be a physiotherapist, but knew that that would take 5 more years. And I had a massive student loan, so it wasn't going to happen for me at that time. I didn't have the money to make that happen, didn't have the belief in myself to make that happen. Now you want to fast forward a bunch of years, a career away. I did become a yoga teacher. I did do a diploma in shiatsu therapy, got involved, did a ton of traveling, and now I am a stay-at-home mom and really, really struggling with my partnership. And I don't want to get into, for privacy reasons and for my children, I don't want to get into those details, but know that it took all my strength to do my prerequisites still in that partnership, get into the program. And then upon getting into the program, I became a single mama and was in family residence in Acadia Park for students in UBC. And that was an incredible saving grace. So, what got me through this program? Let me see if I can number them. And this is unscripted, this is unedited. I feel like it's just from me to you, my heart to yours. So I don't have a list. So I apologize if this is unpolished, but the first thing that got me through was community. The moment I stepped onto that beautiful oasis of disorganized, beautiful chaos of people going after higher education with all of the little kidness and all of the, dirty diapers and like kids shouting everywhere. But everywhere you went, there was a smiling face and someone who really got it, and someone who also felt that you were elevated, and you just felt like you're elevating each other. It wasn't a sense of, oh, we're just going through it. It was a sense of, we're getting there. We're definitely getting there, and it's okay to embrace the chaos. And on top of it, kids could just kind of roam the area, because it was, if you've ever been to UBC Acadia Park, if you haven't been, you should go. I don't know how long it'll be there, because they're starting to make more high rises, but it's townhouses, and there's a lot of space where the cars can't go, and kids are, like making play dates on their own and making forts on their own and climbing trees, and it's awesome. So I had an 8-month-old as well as a 5-year-old, and just freshly separated. So you can imagine all that was going on in terms of that difficulty for them. So it was that community that was supportive in so many ways. It was really the scheduling for this really, really, really demanding master's program was such that I couldn't be late, wasn't allowed. There was no accommodations for single mamas with, little babies pulling at my hair and pulling at my shirt. And so I had just had like, I want to say I had spreadsheets, but I wasn't that organized. So many little A to B to C to E of people helping me, so that 15 minutes, that daycare did not cover my anatomy course, because it wasn't synced to class times and daycare weren't synced. So there's a period of time that daycare is not open, but you have class, which if I had a little bit more power and will at that time, I would have contested, because come on, that's not fair, UBC. Anyway, it was community. It was the biggest strength that I had to lean on. The second one was passion, perspective and passion. So I was coming to class incredibly happy. And I remember someone being like, why are you like, I'm so tired and I'm feeling grumpy and look, this course load is crazy. Why are you so thrilled? And for me, perspective and passion, they kind of go hand in hand. So I'm going to talk about that. So I knew I wanted to be a physiotherapist at the age of 23. I knew I didn't have the belief I could. At that time, it was a longer road. It was going to be a 5-year road rather than kind of a 3-year road, because prerequisites and masters versus pre-qualifying science year, also prerequisites from high school, and then the 4-year program. So I apologize if those details are confusing. It just turned from a bachelor's to a master's within that time when I went back to school. So I knew at age 23 I wanted to be a physio, but didn't know that I could. And so then I was on the road to becoming a physiotherapist. Nothing was getting in my way, and it was thrilling for me. And it wasn't a career that I was like, maybe I want to do this. This is a career like, yeah, this is it. Like, if I'm not paid for this, I'll still do it. The passion for this and the interest in the body and healing, emotionally, the body, mind, soul connection played into it, and the experience that I had in healing and was just, kind of percolated to this moment where, yes, this is now what I get to do for a living. So that perspective and passion went hand in hand. As an older student, I think, 39 versus 23 for some other students, was a strength, and it's a superpower. And then the third, speaking of superpower, and I want every single mom out there to know and just to feel and acknowledge this in themselves, that having, becoming a parent, caring for children, and having that, your heart well up with desire to provide for them, to help them, to to create this world for them that they can get the most out of, is a superpower. Because every exam I did well in, or every moment that I was on time for class, and I was not late for class, maybe once because I was sick, but don't believe I was late for class. Every moment was a success checked off, but a success not for me but for a bigger cause. And so that higher cause is like a higher power. You're doing it for your children. And I remember when I graduated, I have a picture of it where I'm looking up at my kids, and it's going to make me teary. Whew, yeah, it's going to make me teary because I was definitely crying then. That as much as it was a challenge to have my babies, I'm going to call them because they were so little, um, it was my one of my biggest strengths. So I'm gonna leave it there. I think those are the three most important things. And I worked like crazy, and 4 a.m. Morning wake ups were a thing. And yes, I have um, I'm gonna say, I'm a smart girl, for lack of a better word. So there is a degree of, ability to understand new concepts, but I think what it is it's hard work and will. So anybody who feels like they want to do something, but it's a challenge and it's out of their grasp, I want you to know that I was there. And the challenges weren't just in my head, and they're not just in your head. They're so real. But recognize what your superpowers are and what your strengths are around you. And if you don't have them, find those strengths. And if you have any more questions about the physio program itself, if that's actually something that you're looking for doing, if you're wondering about supports, whether that's financial or whether that's accommodations within the program, I can only speak to UBC. But I can talk about all kinds of supports that there are, within the realm of this area anyways. But if you want to know more about my journey, I'm happy to share. And so I've been a physiotherapist for about 5 years, and I have to say it, I couldn't be more thrilled to be in this career and make it what it means for me, and then be authentic with it. And this is part of my journey now, which is sharing with others my perspective, my honesty, my truth, and really focusing on how I can empower you. So I'm going to continue to upload content that I hope is relevant for you. But if there is something that you're interested in, or there's something that you're going through, please feel free to share and connect with me. Thank you so much.